Never ready, light it up. Let it breathe, let it show. Art is never really ready if you never let it go. Christian Navarrete to bring new stars in view. The names you don't know yet, but soon enough you will. It's the Never Ready Podcast.
Sorry, I'm late. Thanks for showing up. Couldn't find a parking spot in my own area, so
no worries. No worries.
Thank you guys so much for making it to another episode of the Never Ready Podcast. I am your host, Christian Navarrete, and today we have the distinct honor of having with us photographer, writer, filmmaker, and the founder of Desert Focus Productions, Austin Schadewald. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you.
Hey,
thank you. Glad
to have
be
you
here.
Hell yeah, man.
This is cool. I appreciate the invite.
Of course. Awesome. You were one of the most creative people I know, and you were one of the first people I thought about. In fact, I think I had you on my scheduler before anyone else because you are busy.
Thank you. And yes, I am.
I had to make an appointment, which was really awesome because it was one of the first times I felt like in a production that I'm making, I feel very professional making appointments and like, oh, I'll be available, 2 weeks out. I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. That's how it should be. So Thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So first of all, you're a creative. Yeah. I've known you because I've seen a lot of your work in the guerrilla film making competitions, Horror Fest, and I've seen you at Desertscape. I believe you might have even had a movie at Desertscape at some point. We'll get into that. There's so many things.
Yeah.
But one of the first
we've worked together.
And we've worked together. Yeah. We have. But one of the first things I remember you making, and you could have been involved way before this, but was 2019's movie Greg.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And what an introduction to the kind of filmmaking that you'd be making. It's very funny. Dan Fowkes, Brittany Hess played the girlfriend of the roommate who was Kobe Sioram. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because and also, was that one of your first experiences with the film festival?
Yeah. So I'll jump back if it's all right, just a little bit before that.
Educate
because at the time, so I grew up in northern Utah, like Utah County, and then in 2015, my wife and I, then girlfriend, moved to San Diego, and we lived there for a few years, and then we ended up moving back here and to southern Utah instead of northern Utah.
Okay.
And at the time I was like, okay, I know I'm going to be moving to St. George. I'm like, what's going on with like the film community? Because in my experience in San Diego, you would think that there's like a bigger film community there, but there's really not. Like anyone who's into film is kind of like going to LA to work in film because it's not that far, And so the actual like film community in San Diego is actually like quite small. Like people are kind of doing their own thing.
Was it kind of hard to get all together? Like
kind of, yeah. It was like there's like different like groups of people doing different things. It's not very
farther too, because we're in a small town, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like I mean, San Diego's pretty like the general area is quite large. So you had a whole bunch of like sort of different groups doing different things, and here, there's a little more organization with like the independent film community. And so when I knew I was going to be moving here, I made a post on the St. George Actors and Filmies page back in, this was 2018. And I was like, hey, I'm moving to the area. Like, who's doing film stuff? And the only reply I got was from Dan Fowkes. He was like,
really?
Yeah. He goes, hey, let's go to lunch. And so I met him at George's, my first time going to George's. Nice. It's one of my favorite places now.
It's a great place.
And then, we just started talking about film and like stuff we had worked on. And like, it's like, oh, dang, Dan is legit because he's like a working actor and he's doing his own, film productions and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm making a connection here. And then I attended the Christmas edition of the Guerrilla Film Challenge. That year in 2018.
Okay.
I remember being like, cool. Like there's a group of people here doing stuff. So
like you didn't put anything in it, but you actually showed up. And
no, I attended because I wanted to see like, a
preview. Like
who's down here.
Right.
Like, what is this? And it was kind of like there by myself. I don't think I had met Dan at that point. But I attended. I was like, okay, this is cool.
Right.
And they actually did it at the Main Street Theater that year. That was before they had shut down
the Main Street Theater.
Yeah, Main Street Theater.
On Main Street,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah. It's now the Performing Arts.
The PAC, the Performing Arts Center.
Performing Arts Center for SGMT now. But yeah, at the time it was Main Street Theater, and they had it there. And then I think ever since then it's been Electric Theater. That was the only time I think I remember attending there. But anyway, I was like, okay, I'm doing this because this sounds super fun. And then it was the following year, 2019, horror edition. I was like, I'm going to submit something. And I had known Dan. I worked with him on a couple things like over the year, and he had like equipment that I didn't have. And I was like, and he'll act.
And he'll act. Yes. So, it's very talented.
And he's great.
Yeah.
And so I had this idea of sort of like brewing, you know. I was like, okay, I want to like this dynamic with like a roommate, and like his roommate's a ghost. Like, you know, it's like a funny concept there. There's a lot that could happen between these two.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Characters.
Fantastic. Right off the gate, just some really funny stuff. I mean, a ghost roommate, basically, right?
Yeah.
So talented. Brittany Hess, we don't see enough about her. Like, we don't see her in enough of these movies. Honestly.
Yeah, I know.
But I remember just thinking, what a great way to start. And then that year, you did get third place for that film,
which I was surprised.
So, like, yeah, you submit the film, and you're already starting third place. I mean, that's a great way. Like, you know,
that's cool.
I love that. How did you feel winning third place, like right off the gate?
I was quite surprised because I thought there was a pretty dang good lineup there.
Yeah.
In fact, Charlie Amstone submitted a film. I think he won an award that year also. I think he won first place actually.
Did he
year.
on that one?
Yeah, he did like this one take, like sort of horror movie thing. And I remember like just like the whole lineup of films that day was like really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, it's my first time giving it a shot. So like, I'm not expecting to win. But anyway, so yeah. Third place,
that was really good.
Like, pretty excited about that. And then, you know, you always go up and you give your little speech up there. And that's the worst part, dude. You're
never prepared for the speech.
No,
because you were like, I won.
Then.
Oh no. Say something. Thank you. And you just want to walk on.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Thanks, friends. And
so not good at talking in front of all those.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, you did great.
Thank you.
Like, it was very natural, and you're very humble, and it was a good experience. I'm like, it was good to see. It was one of the, you know, I will be honest, a lot of times a lot of us will be sitting there watching these movies, right? And then like when we go to vote, we have to like leave for a little while.
Yeah.
We go around going like, what do you think? Which one do you think is going to win? Like, which one do you, and you know, and you try not to like start a like negative list of things, but you do go, well, I don't think this one, but these ones are, you know, I'm pretty sure, and you were on that list. We're like, man, I don't know, you know, because it's competition, right? Yeah. We don't validate ourselves on winning per se, but who doesn't want to win?
Sure. Yeah,
right. Yeah. But we still, there's a little bit like, but so yeah, you were really in there like, this guy's good. We don't even know who this guy is. How dare he? No, it was fantastic.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you remember that one. It's a lesser known work of mine.
Really? Oh no. And I wasn't sure if that was your first one. I just remember that one. And then from there, it was like, you were on the map. Like, you were a name that we, you know, I would see you with Dan. I would see you close to John Pugh and Adam. You really became like friends and cohorts with them.
Yeah.
I see you guys doing projects, you know, all the time, which is awesome. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Hey guys, this is Christian Navarrete from the Never Ready Podcast. I want to take a quick moment today to tell you about my family's restaurant, Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant. That's right, located here at 929 West Sunset Boulevard, Suite 18 at the Phoenix Plaza in Little St. George. We've been serving the St. George community for over 30 years with some of the freshest ingredients my mother, Sylvia, personally selects herself to make sure that the food is made with lots of love and tons of care. Yep, we've been here for quite a long time. But if you're really, really lucky, you'll be served by my amazing cousin, Angie. Angie, let them know what days are we open?
So we're open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8:30 p.m.
We've got lunch specials running every Monday through Friday, plus a full bar ready for whatever you're sipping on. Can't stay? Grab it to go or order directly on DoorDash. Need a suggestion? Well, my friend Natalie swears by the steak nacho fries.
What a time to be alive.
So if you're in the area and craving some amazing Mexican food, come try us out. We'd love to see you. Ernesto's Mexican Restaurant, located at 929 West Sunset Boulevard, Suite number 18 in St. George, Utah. You can call us directly at 435-674-2767. So before doing this and you were being interested in film, and you said, you went to San Diego, did you participate in any films over there?
I worked on a couple of independent films. So when I was living in San Diego, primarily, I did wedding photography and wedding photography and video. We worked closely with a company that specialized in like beach weddings. So it's kind of a cool gig because we were out there on the sand like every
beach
weekend.
Weddings.
And
that sounds cool.
It's pretty cool. And then I don't know, I kind of through that sort of discovered that like weddings maybe weren't quite my thing. You know what I mean? I was like, I want to do like movies. And so there was one guy that I kind of made friends with over there. He was doing like these independent horror movies. And so I did a couple. There was actually one challenge that was really fun. It was a 5-second horror film challenge. So you would literally make a horror movie 5 seconds. Oh, no, wait, 15 seconds. It was 15 seconds. Still short, but not very much time to like scare somebody. But you'd be surprised. There were some really like creative ideas that people would come up with. And so I did that a couple times with him. Didn't win anything then, but it's
you
still
had a bigger market too, like San Diego.
Sure.
Yeah,
more people over there and stuff. But and then we did a feature called Bogey, and it was like about this clown named Bogey, and this girl had visions of like this clown that was sort of like tormenting her, and they're like, no, the clown's not real, and then he was real.
That was a twist. It was a real thing. Okay.
Anyway,
and it was a full length, like a full hour and a half, or was it like maybe an hour 20?
It's about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, it's pretty cool. So that was I think probably my first like feature film like experience. What year would you imagine this would have been? That had to be, oh man, I would take a guess and say 2016.
Okay.
I'd have to go and look, but that sounds about right.
Okay. And this would have been out of California. And you don't know if this guy that you worked on it had posted anywhere or anything?
I don't know if it's available anywhere. I could reach out to him and see hey, where's that movie we made?
You never know. It's one of those things where I like to go searching for stuff, like the roots of where people came from and things that they've worked on. It's just always fun.
Yeah.
And then I do also remember you working on a film with Tyson Chantecler a few years later called Fishbowl.
Yeah.
And crazy movie. Dark. Was not a feel-good film.
No.
And Tyson seems to live in that realm a lot of the time. Like he can do comedies, but man, does he delve really well into this dark. And you coming off this movie, Greg, which was a complete light-hearted comedy with sarcasm and a little rudeness in there, but I really enjoyed. You have this like really dark, dramatic. How do you transition? Like, what was your thought process going into Fishbowl?
Yeah, Fishbowl. I don't know if I have a good answer for that. I think I sort of like to explore different things. I like comedy to me for whatever reason like comes a little more naturally. I guess like I can think of jokes, things that I want the characters to say, or like humor, like visually and things like that. And then Fishbowl.
It's not that.
It's not that at all. A different tone entirely. And I gravitate toward films that are like a little more like mind-bending, sort of cerebral type of stuff. And I think I was trying to go into that realm a little bit and see like how could I do this? And then getting Tyson on board, I knew he was the right choice because he's obviously very talented. And so I don't know if I have a good answer. I was just like, this is just an idea I have and I want to give it a shot. No, so
the reason I ask is I delve in comedy almost predominantly. I do love the drama, but my mindset is, man, there's so much negativity in the world, like in real life. And anytime I think of something really dark and dreary to write, like I write the hell out of it and I enjoy writing it. But then when I actually go to like, am I going to put this together? I'm like, but who's going to feel good about this? Who's going to laugh about that? So then I limit myself and I go, I want to write a comedy. So I have all these saved dramas up. You wouldn't believe just so many dramas, but I'm like, I just want to write something funny. People will enjoy. They'll leave going,
Totally.
But that's why that's what I'm curious. I'm like, and you went for it. Because I have a hard time going for the drama. People are saying these are good things, but I'm afraid of not getting the laugh.
Yeah.
You know, and you went for it and there was no laugh. I don't remember there being much funny in this movie. Yeah. It is gut wrenching but it's really impactful. Yeah. Like it's just so much, I don't know. I really looked up to it just like in that sense of like, man, I should just do it. I still haven't done it, but I will. One of these days I will. I promise I will.
Yeah. If you get a wild hair, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the scary thing is it's like, how seriously are people going to take this? You know what I mean? It's like, how can we ease into that like tone? You know, how do you set the tone to where, you know, people are feeling that it's supposed to be like this type of movie, you know? And so...
And you only have 5 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
For this particular project. So
and that's the challenge too.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm always like, okay, like we got 5 minutes. So, and you know, the rule of thumb is like 1 minute or 1 page of screenplay equals 1 minute of screen time. And so I'm always like, I'm going to write 3 pages and then you can stretch that out if you need to, you know what I mean?
That is such a great tip. I would say it took me about 11 years to figure that out because I would always write a 5-page script and then wondered why it's an 8-minute movie.
Sure.
Yeah. So then, now we do write 3-page scripts and then figure out how to stretch that out.
Breathing room.
Right.
Like this take went a little longer. So maybe we can use more of that. And so, it gives you just a little bit of room.
Yeah.
You know?
Some time for things to land a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic. We were just talking about Fishbowl. You said you had a funny story about that?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, so I remember reaching out to Tyson, very talented actor, and he was doing a show at the time. So I was like, man, his schedule might not...
He's in a play?
Yeah, he was. He does a lot of theater. And so he was in a play and he was, you know, not super available because they were like performing every night and he's rehearsing and all these things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, I don't know if Tyson's going to do it, but he's always like stoked about...
I don't know how he figures out the time. I really do, but go on.
And I remember I was like, I really want to talk to him about the role because I asked if he was available. He said yes. And then we hadn't talked. And then it was the night before that we were going to shoot. And I finally got him on the phone. I was like, this is what I'm looking for. He's like, okay, got it. And then that was like all the preparation he needed.
Yeah.
And he was excellent. So I was like, man, just like how quickly and naturally he can just like become a character. And like while we were shooting, he just like, he had it down, man. It was perfect.
That's awesome. Perfect, so. No, he's good. Fly by the seat of your pants, you know?
Yeah.
And he plays it so well. It's important when someone gets what it is. And I bet you were just nervous. You're like, we're about to film and I haven't even given him any notes. We haven't talked. We haven't practiced.
Yeah.
But it is nice when someone can show up, understand from what you wrote, the material, and ask a question or two. And then I'm that person now.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's talent. He's fantastic. He played Freddy Krueger, one of my films. And
nice.
Man, he just brought Freddy Krueger. It's like he'd seen those movies before or something. That's fantastic. Desert Focus Productions.
Okay.
So that is your production company.
Is this the plug?
Right there. Well, it's the biggest part of you as far as the business goes. Like this is you right now, and I kind of want to know like the crux. Like, what made you decide I want to start a production company?
Yeah.
What do you do with your production company? Like, yeah, tell me.
Sure.
Inform me.
So, what's funny is like I never saw myself becoming like a business owner, you know what I mean? I kind of got thrown into it. So like a little bit of background about that is I was in San Diego doing the wedding thing. And when we initially got hired on with them, my impression was that like I was going to be like on their payroll. And they were like, oh, no, we just want you like as a contractor and we're going to give you business. And I was like, at first, like, no. Like, I need to count my hours and how much money am I going to make and, you know, all that stuff. And they're like, no, we'll give you plenty of business. Don't worry about it. But like, you're your own thing, basically.
Okay.
I don't know exactly why, tax purposes, whatever.
It's important.
They didn't want to deal with it. Like, you know, and so I was like, okay, I can make this happen. And so like, kind of learn the ins and outs of like, what does that mean? Like for taxes and what does that mean for like, you know, I got to pay for all my own like software and things like this to do my thing. And so that's like the beginning of like where I started figuring things out, you know, and then, you know, interacting with clients and things like that and like sort of figuring out how to do it my own way. How can I provide like a better service to people? And so
kind of like from how you'd want to be treated. Is that how you were like,
yeah,
kind of planning it?
Like okay, like, you know, these are the other options available out there for wedding photography. Like, this is what they're doing. Like, how could I do it my way or do it differently or offer something different, you know?
Did it start as wedding photography?
Yeah, it was wedding photography.
Okay, so you're wedding photography. Okay.
I did a little bit of like family portrait stuff as well, but like the bread and butter was like the wedding photography.
And how, like, when did you, like, what year would you say, like, I'm starting now?
Yeah, that was in 2015 when I started that.
Okay.
And so over time, like, just that mindset sort of just was like fostering a little bit, and like, you know, and I wasn't making any attempt to do like any marketing or anything like that. I was completely relying on the business coming from this other company that was, you know, referring their clients to me, which like, you know, it was working out.
Yeah.
It's paying the bills. We were really enjoying our time in San Diego. It was just me and my wife at the time. We're like going and doing fun stuff, and like the bills were being paid. You know, how could I complain?
Right.
And then we made the decision to move to St. George. The reason we did that is because my wife was pregnant with our first daughter, and we were like, we want to raise our kids in Utah. We love Utah. We have family here. Like, let's go back to, you know, let's give St. George a try. You know?
You're like, I liked it there. You want a place where maybe your kids can grow up in a similar situation, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Safe.
And like I said, like my parents live here in St. George, and it's nice to, you know,
have family nearby.
Yeah,
definitely.
Grandma wants to be grandma, so, you know,
we love that. We love grandmas.
Yeah.
We love parents. Yeah.
We do. Thumbs up. Let's applause for the grandma.
Oh, they make a lot of things possible for us to make things possible.
Yeah, for sure. And they're giving a lot of love to the kids. It's like, you can't beat it. So that was a big reason for us to kind of come back here to St. George. And I remember coming back, and I'm like, man, I don't want to get another like 9 to 5 or anything like that. I don't want to
work for someone else.
Yeah. I just like, I don't really have a desire to do that. Like, I can figure out how to make this work here. And so it started out just doing like whatever would come my way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
and not just
I
weddings,
got a camera. What do you need filmed?
Graduations, like anything? Or?
Yeah, anything. Graduations. I filmed like a rave that was here one time, which was like,
that's cool.
I've never been to a rave, but that was a cool experience.
Yeah.
You know? And then like, man, I filmed a funeral with Dan one time, and like
Dan Fowkes?
Dan Fowkes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did some I did weddings here, just like kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And then I had a connection with a guy. So my mom was doing real estate here at the time, and she said, "Oh, I know this photographer guy. He's looking for help. You know, why don't you go meet up with him and see what that's about?" And so it's kind of a similar situation where he had his company, and he was like, if I get jobs, I'll give them to you. You can go photograph this house. And then he sort of taught me like how to shoot a house and like how he approaches, you know, real estate photography.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the birth of like mainly what I do now.
Right.
Because what we do is media for primarily real estate agents, and we still work with like small businesses and stuff like that also. But real estate is like what I'm doing every single day. And so I'm taking pictures of houses. We do like those 3D tours. We do drone photography and video. And that's kind of where our focus is right now.
And I've seen the promos. I just wanted you to put it in your own words, and that's basically it. Yeah. So you've been doing this since 2015. You've had the production, the company, right?
Yeah.
And then once you came into Utah, this is when you met up with, what was this gentleman's name, or can you even say his name? Or should we
his name's Michael Bush. Yeah, okay. He's not. He's got another company now, so I feel like I know Michael Bush. He's local, right? He's a local guy. I don't know that he's doing photography much anymore. He owns another company that's. He like manufactures parts for like
sprinklers or
no like side by sides, like razors and stuff like that. He makes like really cool products.
I think sorry, it took me a second. I know Mike Bush.
Yeah, he was buddies with Keith, I think.
Yes, they're buddies.
Yeah,
it's exactly how I know Michael Bush. So it took me a second. I'm like, I know that name.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael Bush took you under his wing.
Yeah, and he was like,
so cool.
He was like, yeah, so like, you know, and I was working with him for a minute, and kind of taught me the process a little bit. You know, like here's how you shoot a house, and like here's why I shoot it this way, and then then I kind of sort of like went off, started doing it on my own, and then it's sort of grown since then. I've grown my own sort of client base and filled the pipeline, so to speak, and now I'm busy. So
I was going to ask, I mean, you must be doing a lot of work. You've been busy, but busy doesn't always mean like busy in the best way. But it feels like you're busy in a really great way right now.
It's like, I'm finding that balance because you get too busy and you start going, man, I'd love to just hang out with the kids this weekend, but I got to focus on this. And you get to that point where it's like, I want this to grow, but I'm also going to need help to do that. So like maybe there's an opportunity to hire some people or, do what Michael did and like, have like a photographer who's a contractor and send them out on a few jobs a week or something like that.
And did you happen to meet him through Keith?
I met him.
Chance.
I met him through my mom, who's doing real estate.
That's right. You said that.
And had worked with him.
You did say that.
And actually, he did have his own brokerage at one point. His own real estate brokerage at one point. He had a partner, and then that was where I initially had met.
Got
him.
on board,
but
that's really cool.
And then I found out later him and Keith were buddies. So it was.
So it was after the fact.
Yeah,
that's funny because you work with Keith Owen quite a bit.
Yeah,
he does music production.
Music production, sound design, like on-set sound mixing, all that stuff.
He's been around here for years, and he's super talented.
He's the man. Keith's the man.
It's a good guy to know.
Yeah.
Well, so what does that look like working with professionals? Like you have the website.
Yeah.
They seek you out. Do you seek them, or did you start off like seeking them out and then went from there? Or what does that look like?
Yeah, most of my business honestly has been word of mouth. We've done like a couple of like ads on Instagram. We've got some leads from that, but primarily meet with agents, kind of network with them. We kind of like to build long-term relationships with people, and so they keep calling us to come take pictures of the houses. And
good.
I think people like working with us because we
easygoing maybe. Or?
I say us because my wife is also a partner in the business. So,
your wife's name?
Yeah, her name is Angie.
Angie.
Yeah.
Angie Schadewald.
Angie Schadewald, yes.
Right.
Angelina Schadewald.
So make sure she gets a shout out. Like,
yeah, that's right.
we just refer to her as your wife all day. She'd be like, "Are you gonna say my name at any point?"
She's just the wife. No.
we're gonna scrub that. Anyway.
Angie,
okay.
and so we run the company together. She does a lot of like the scheduling, like kind of the back end, some communication with clients, and then she also managed social media pages and things like that.
Good.
And then I'm the one going out taking pictures of houses, doing the editing and stuff like that. And so.
Do you really enjoy working with your wife, like, having her as a partner who helps you like create this business?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not without its challenges, of course. But I mean, me and my wife get along really, really well. We've always had a great relationship. And so, I feel like we work really well together. And, we have different skills that sort of complement each other. Yeah. And so it works out nicely.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a good marriage.
Yeah,
it's like a marriage and a marriage and work too. I love that. One thing that comes to mind. So a couple years back, I saw that you were helping make a movie for the Figmentation Foundation.
Yeah.
It's a 501c3 nonprofit. It's located like Ivans and Vail, like in the area. Like what do they do? Like exactly?
They work with kids who sort of have life-changing sort of trauma, disabilities, things like that. Okay. And they sort of make them the hero of their own story. And my experience was that we did that through film. And so
Scorpiation was the brainchild of a 12-year-old boy named Alex.
Exactly. So the process was he kind of created his own superhero story, and then we kind of brought it to life. And so that was a really, really cool experience. Yeah.
Full-length feature film, or
this one ended up being, I can't remember the length, but it's a short film. I want to say it's like 15 minutes or something like that. So
okay, cool. 15 minutes. How did you become part of that process to work on that movie?
Oh man, how did I get involved?
What a question.
Well, I had met Jeremy and Jackie, who are the co owners or co-founders of Figmentation Foundation.
Okay.
And I met them through Dan Fowlkes.
Okay.
And my first experience with them actually was we went to FanX in Salt Lake. They had a booth there, and so we did some pictures of kids and people coming through who were stopping at the booth. And
like
so
you were promoting Figmentation.
Yeah, we were promoting Figmentation,
Foundation.
and then they had a big, really cool like dragon that Jeremy had made. She's very talented. She does a lot of like wardrobe design and things like that.
This is Jeremy Lynn Bird?
Yeah, Jeremy Bird.
Jeremy Bird.
Yeah, she's a very talented person.
Okay.
Worked with her on a few different things actually, but that was when I had first met them both. And then from there, I told them that I would love to help on Scorpiation. I think that was like, it was sort of early in development at that time. They were like, we know this kid. We're probably going to work with him. His name's Alex. We know, this kid named Alex, and we were probably going to work with him on this idea. And I'm like, yeah, let me know. Like, I'd love to be involved. And I didn't know in what capacity that was going to be at the time,
right.
But it ended up being, I was a cinematographer on the movie, and so it was pretty cool. Yeah, cool experience.
How long did you work on that film? Like, how was it? Like a month long, or?
This was, I believe, we did like a week long, or like 5 days, or 5 full days of shooting, or something like that, and then maybe like one pickup day. I want to say, yeah, but it was cool because we had like a pretty big team, you know? And then a lot of people sort of coming together to. Like we filmed at Raven's. I don't know if you know Raven. He's got like this
Raven
dojo in Hurricane.
Dojo. What's his last name? Raven Kane.
Yep, Raven Kane.
Raven Kane.
Yep. He's like a martial arts
or
martial arts expert.
Local celebrity. Well known. Does music as well.
Yeah, he's got a band too, I believe. Yeah.
I've met him on a few occasions.
Yeah, so, he's a really cool guy, and he's like, yeah, come and film at my place, and like. We can have people available to be like henchmen that the kid fights and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
It was cool because everybody came together and there was like
support.
We got some bikers from Baca. They like came and like
that's awesome. I love it.
They were there and a part of the we, and then Jeremy's like wardrobe design. So like she designed the costume for Alex. So he wore the Scorpiation costume.
Yeah.
And we had lighting, and we had just like this whole crew that all came together and all volunteered their time, and it was a really cool, really
experience.
Fun, that's really fun opportunity. So
because it's good to see a lot of the positive things.
Yeah.
Especially you saying, Raven Kane coming in saying, let's do this. Baca, bikers from Baca. It's nice to see in this small town that you make the connections, you can get people to come out and help you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and they're willing to help you, and they're happy to help you.
Yeah.
You don't see that everywhere. Was Alex, did you get to meet him? Was he heavily involved by the time, you were actually producing it? Because I know he came up with it, but was he there quite a bit? Did they get to see
he gets to act in his own movie.
So he gets to be in it? Does he actually get to wear the costume? Like he actually becomes a superhero?
Yeah, he becomes a superhero. Awesome. He wears the costume. Yeah, all of that. And then he acted in, I think there was a one part where I think they did put a stuntman in the costume, but for the most part it was Alex in the costume, and he was doing his own acting, and
that's so cool.
So yeah, I think I hope it was a good experience for him. There were a couple days where I think it was like just a longer day, and like and he's diabetic, so like it
was extra tough on him.
Some tough things, but I think ultimately it was a good experience for him, and it was really cool, obviously, to see because they had a red carpet premiere, and like a lot of people were there, and so it was really cool,
really special.
Yeah. Just made him feel like a star,
That's cool.
Everyone's a hero of their own story. It's not every day you get to see that actually on the big screen. So.
No, and it's really it's a really cool thing that it's available, that this actually exists. Yeah, you can help people. I don't know, and if that helps them in any form, amazing. So love
super
that.
Cool.
First impressions matter. And where it matters most is when you're marketing a home for sale. Let's face it, blurry photos, awkward angles, close-ups of water closets, they practically scare buyers away. You may as well have a grumpy old man on the front porch. Get off the lawn! At Desert Focus Productions, we're here to help you make a great first impression with scroll-stopping premium photography and aerials, signature cine tours for an immersive video experience, and agent spotlight tours so you can build your brand. Did I mention we deliver photos lightning fast? Next day turnaround on all photography sessions means no waiting around for results. With easy online booking and long-term focus on helping agents like you build your brand, we make marketing effortless. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. Book now to start marketing your listings today. But don't take it from us. Our clients say it all. Desert Focus Productions has agents coming back for more. Picture your property sold. Book online now.
So you've worked on a lot of shorts. Scorpiation was another short film.
Mm-hmm.
You said you did at one point work on like a long form film.
Mm-hmm.
I do know not too long ago you were a part of Chicken Coop, which was directed by Joseph de Gaulier, starring Mark Brassic, or Brassage. I apologize if I get that wrong. It's a beautiful last name. Monica Moore-Smith and Anoa Kershiznik,
I believe it is. Yeah.
And you were the cinematographer in that one.
So I actually was more of a camera assistant in that one, but there was a moment where I got to kind of operate camera on a gimbal for one sequence.
Oh man, on a gimbal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what was that like? Well, that whole experience. I mean,
yeah, I look back on my experience on Chicken Coop very fondly because independent film, very small crew, and the fun part about it is like we were also all like living in the house like throughout the production
filming process.
And so except for the cast had special accommodations, of course, because they're the cast. But the crew, we were all in this house. Just
they could eat whatever's in the chicken coop.
Yeah. Exactly. That's right.
Okay.
Anyway, close knit group of people. So it was like we would wake up, we'd start on the movie, and then once we were done shooting, we'd all hang out, go to dinner, or make dinner at the house, play games, So it was cool. It was really fun.
How long did you shoot?
That one was, I want to say it was a 2-week shoot.
Wow, that's
or
fast.
10 days or something like that.
That's
I
so
think.
cool.
So, yeah, it was quick. And what's nice is it was primarily one location, which also was the house we were living in
Really?
For the production.
For that?
Yeah, the one we were staying in. And so literally would like wake up. Sometimes the camera would even be ready because we were staying there.
You're just like, we're there. It's done. Well, that must have been very convenient.
Yeah, it was convenient.
Maybe not
and,
amazing, but convenient.
and a little inconvenient at times because it's like, all right, move all your shit out of the way so that we can. Can I swear on this?
I haven't decided, but I think it's fine. I think I'm going to start with a graphic of saying there may be some bad words.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
We would move all of our stuff out of the way.
Like if you were shooting like that corner, you put everything in this corner.
Yeah,
And then you're like, all right,
exactly.
now we're going to shoot this corner. And then you have to move it like, all right, move everything.
Yeah, and so like the night before, after we were done shooting for the day, we'd go, okay, tomorrow we got to film in this room and this room, so we got to clear it all out.
Nice.
So it was like kind of planning ahead.
Yeah.
And Joe's very organized with his filmmaking. He's got a structure, and he's very, like he's punctual.
Yeah.
He's got his shot list, and he's got it very organized. And so the whole
very
process
professional.
was very smooth when it came to production. And of course you run into bumps along the way and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't prepare for everything,
No.
but as much as you can be prepared,
As you
that's
want to.
Joe.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
anyway, super cool, super fun, great group of people. And so it was a great time.
I love that one's actually available on Amazon.
Yeah.
To watch anytime you want. Definitely would suggest you give that one a look at. I think that it's great that we have a place where that there's places where we can show our movies, and Amazon is a well-known place, and as long as you don't mess things up, that you're allowed to put stuff on there. I think that's great.
Yeah.
So I like to be able to say, oh, this movie that you worked on here in you didn't work in St. George. Where did you work on that movie?
That was in Utah, in Ogden.
In
actually.
Ogden?
Yeah.
Yeah, bigger city. But it's still nice to know, like, this movie you worked on in Ogden is actually on Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah.
I love that. And you get to see your name in the credits and everything. And
It's pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Then one last thing I just wanted to mention. So you have helped me. You've been the cinematographer in 2 to 3 of my films.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, anytime.
I love writing, but I'm not the camera guy. And up until you helped me with those, like I was always just like, here's a story and I'm just gonna do this, and sort of kind of I've always half-assed what I do with my camera work.
Yeah.
But then when you started doing like the things that I saw that you did with my movies, I'm like, dang it, now I really have to try hard because it's really good. You've addicted me to it looking really good, and not just like it's good, it'll be here. They're in the camera, people can see them. The end. You know,
sorry, I made it harder for you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. No, you put more pride in my work.
Cool,
You did.
I'm glad. Yeah.
People would come up to me and they would say like, "Wow, before this movie, your other films didn't look that great."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "Thanks. Yeah, I didn't shoot this one."
Yeah.
But no, you do really good, and you're quick, and I guess you take a kind of like improv where you can pick up on, hey, we need to do this. And you're not in the weeds of like, well, should it be exactly like this or should it be like this? You basically like, give me an idea. Okay, I got it. And then typically when you are recording what it is you've been told or like asked to record, it's better than what I've even figured that I wanted to see. So I was like, you have an eye for it. Obviously, you've had a lot of experience and you have an eye for what looks good on film. And man, we all need that eye. Like everyone really, we would be so much better if we had like a perspective in the film with what you do with framing.
Yeah.
If we kind of had, I guess, your intuition to it, because I think it's really good. And you've taught me quite a bit just in trying to be better.
Yeah.
What I do. So.
No, I'm glad. Yeah, and that's cool because I think that's one of the cool things about the Gorilla Challenge, though. And I've heard Adam and John talk about it as well, is that, you know, they want it to be an opportunity to sort of figure out how you can become a better filmmaker. And often that's just finding people with skills that you might not have, you know? And so if I can be that missing piece for somebody, like, I'm happy to be there, you know what I mean? Because there are a lot of great storytellers who, you know, maybe they need somebody to take over the camera stuff or something like that. And so
Dan actually did something similar to that, which basically like, you know, I could just put something together and he's like, I want to work on this because I'd rather have a story, but I want to get people who would film it really well to back me up, you know, because he doesn't want the pressure of that part of it. But the pressure of writing is pressure enough, you know, for some people.
Exactly.
Some of us have that, not even, I wouldn't say control, but we really just like, we want it to be our baby.
Yeah.
We want to write it, produce it, edit it, you know,
exactly.
everything.
Yeah.
That isn't the easiest way to do anything, but
it's true.
2022.
Yeah.
There was a movie you worked on, Sounds of the Outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
This was your movie. You directed this. I believe you wrote it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of improv, and you asked me to be a part of it. So thank you. Because this actually kind of changed my life without you knowing, maybe, because I got to meet Chewy Lockhart on that.
Okay.
And Chewy Lockhart is prominent.
That's interesting. I thought you guys had known each other before, but
we knew each other, but I never had actually hung out with him.
Oh, gotcha.
And
okay.
We hung out on the shoot, and I fell in love with the man.
Chewy's so cool.
I want to say that maybe the feeling might be mutual, but I can't go that far. I can't speak for Chewy. But I do know that immediately I was like, man, I want to hang out with this guy. And unfortunately, right after that movie, he left.
He moved. I know.
I had all these years to be his friend, and he leaves. So. But he comes back, and we've talked, and
That's cool.
But he's that movie. Okay, so it's you directed it. It's a Chewy, myself. Hunter Abarca helped out with some of the voiceover, right? And he
also moved
great
away.
director as well. He also moved away to, I wouldn't say bigger and brighter things, but big things, you know?
Yeah.
He's got some big projects. We had Jessica Staples in that as well.
Yeah, Jessica. Yeah.
And we also had Caleb Christensen.
Caleb, yeah.
They were so you get to see Caleb, Jessica, and you get to see a little bit of Chewy, and the rest of us are the voice ones.
The voice, yep.
I had the most fun just making up the stuff that these three drunk friends out in the middle of nowhere would just be talking. Man, what a fun time. Thank you so much.
It was so fun because I just remember we went and recorded you guys out in the desert. So I was like, I want outdoors, but I don't want noise. So like, let's just go record out in the desert.
Yeah.
And then just standing there holding the recorder and like listening to you riff was just so hilarious.
So much
There's
fun.
so much of it I wish that I could have used, but it's like I can't make it that long. I gotta, you know, keep it contained. But man, it was a good time.
And Chewy's a good riffer because he obviously he's got the experience with the improv.
Yeah.
And so it was easy for him to like, you know, improv something, make it up, but also keep it within a parameter. Like we weren't going to talk about completely different things every time. Like we kind of kept it like, oh, it's about this. So
Yeah.
It's so nice to see that control. And thank you for giving us the chance. And I believe in that one, you won third place that year.
I think so. Yeah.
Or let's see. Yes, you won third place that year.
Mm.
Just hilarious film. And Caleb Christensen, I had him work with me in a film before this. And here's the funny thing. I had only seen him be in like dramas.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know the dude was hilarious. Yeah. That dude is hilarious. Oh my God. And he's hilarious in such a dramatic way. Like, because he can be like very straight. And then he'll just pull something out of his butt that you're just like, oh my God, what is this? He's another talented. And Jessica Staples.
Jessica, yeah, of course.
There's a reason why she works with so many people. And it's not because she's the only woman in the industry here. There's actually a lot of women, but she's just sought after. She's like, will pick up on it quick. What was it like working with them? Directing them?
Yeah, I mean, I love working with Jessica because she I mean, obviously like takes what she does very seriously, you know, and she's been doing it for quite some time now. And so I can't remember, I don't think I had worked with her before or had directed her before this. Right. And I think I was looking for that opportunity. And so I think she was the first person that I thought of for that role. And of course, she's Jessica. She's always excited to be a part of stuff, and so if she's available, you know, obviously she's very busy too.
Highly sought after. I said, she's not working on projects because she's on some other project. So.
So she's like, I'll be there, and then Caleb, of course, is awesome, and he's always excited to be a part of stuff as well. And he's always looking, at least at the time, it's been a while since I've spoken to him. He was like looking for ways to sort of hone his craft and you know, be a part of the more film stuff and less like theater stuff, which, you know, you're there aren't as many opportunities for film work here as there is theater. And so I think for actors, when there's that opportunity, you kind of want to get in front of the camera. And Caleb is, I mean, I've seen him in some other films since then, and he's just incredible, man.
Incredible. Again, whether it's drama or comedy, like he's doing great. I heard he was in some sort of HBO Max thing coming out.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
A couple years back, but I'm not sure what it was. And it's like, it's a thing that you hear about. You don't talk about it out loud because, you know, you don't want to curse anybody. This won't curse anyone. I'm so sorry.
Sorry for all the superstitious people out there.
But if it does happen, you'll know who to blame.
Yeah.
Conspiracy 25.
Oh, okay.
How could I have forgotten?
Let's talk about
it. This is the big guy, and this is my last page here. Conspiracy 25. Yeah. So I would be doing a disservice to try to describe it. Please.
Sure, yeah. So Conspiracy 25 was an idea from Joe DeGaulier, once again. It's sort of if you're familiar with like Dogma 95, like the Dogma 95 film movement, they sort of had this manifesto in the 90s where they would make films under certain parameters, certain rules, right? And so, you know, they were after like raw sort of like character driven drama. And so there were like cinematography rules, like you couldn't use, you know, any artificial light sources, and, you know, you couldn't have, at least for our rules, there were things like you couldn't have any like sort of like superficial tension in your movies. Like, for instance, like, you can't have a character just suddenly pull out a gun to create drama in a scene, you know. It had to be like emotional, sort of character driven drama, like, you know, situations and like character situations and things like that. And so we had this set of rules that we had drawn up, and the original Dogma 95 rules were on like this red paper, and so we did it as an homage to that. It's on this red page with all the rules that we had to follow throughout this filmmaking process. And so some of the rules were like you had to write a script within a 7-day period of time. And the way that we did that actually is we split it up into 2 weekends, and we went and stayed in this, it's like this geodesic dome over
round ones with the windows.
Over near Cove Fort.
Oh wow.
And so we drove out there, middle of nowhere, dome, and we just put our phones away we did, like I said, 2 weekends. So first weekend was like, I think, you know, 3.5 days, just writing, just a bunch of stinky, smelly writers in just in this dome. And
how many of you were there?
So there,
Five
let's
or
see.
7?
So it was me, Sterling Andrews, Joe DeGolier. Parker was part of it, but he lives in Virginia, so he was there for the second. He did the first weekend at home, and then the second weekend he met up with us.
What's
And
Parker's
then
last name? Sorry.
Parker Peterson. And then Caleb Hatton was also part of that.
Right.
He's the one who hooked us up with the dome. He had a connection with the dome, and so he hooked us up with the dome.
location.
And then who am I missing? Was that it? I think that was it.
Okay.
And then
It's hard to miss people. If we did miss you,
I know.
we're sorry. It's not on
I know,
purpose.
I feel bad.
He's
because
on camera. There's a lot of stress right now.
Exactly. But yeah, it was cool because it was sort of a detox in a way, because like just separating yourself from technology is like, I don't want to get all like woo and stuff here, but like it was cool to just like sort of reset. Like your mind sort of slows down when you're away from like the chaos of like, you know, you're getting text messages and
Right.
like, you know, your kids are asking for a cookie and like all this stuff. There's like this crazy, you know, like just chaos around you.
Yeah, distractions.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like you're driving and there's traffic and there's, you know, a dog in the road and there's like, you know,
There's no
just
peaceful like time for thinking.
yeah, exactly. And so just having that opportunity to just be like, okay, there's nothing to worry about here. I'm just gonna, you know, switch my brain into writing mode and get it done.
Like, yeah,
and that
no
was the
distractions.
focus. Is it's like we had to have our first draft done by the end of that second weekend.
Okay.
And the length of the films had to be between 80 and 90 minutes, I believe it was.
So good
I might have to look, but
Right.
like a short feature, basically.
Yeah.
And most of us came out of it with a finished script. And yeah, and then from there, we were supposed to make the movie.
There's supposed to be about 5 films, right?
Yeah, there's supposed to be about 5 films. Only 2 were completed, Caleb's and Joe's.
It's still a huge endeavor.
It is,
the
yeah.
timeline,
It was a cool
The
process.
parameters and
because-
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool process because, you know, we all came out with a feature length screenplay, which is cool. Like that's an accomplishment itself.
And you still have yours.
Still
Yeah.
have mine. Yeah.
So let me
And,
ask, what kept you from being able to finish yours or get it started or anything?
Yeah, so I kind of did a little bit of like pre-production, a little bit of rewriting, and the way that I wrote it, I knew that I wanted it to take place in mostly one location, just for simplicity of like production and, you know,
Cost-wise
logistics,
and-
cost, which is also another limitation. We weren't allowed to spend more than $2,025 on the movies.
Yeah. Great limitation, by the way.
Yeah. It's
Probably my favorite one.
I remember having an argument with Joe about it a little bit. I was like, I need to spend like more because like people's time and stuff. And like, not that I'm like super wealthy and like can spend that kind of money, but like, you know, you never know when like, okay, I need to buy this prop or whatever. And he's like, no, like you got to figure out how to do it. And I'm like, well, what about like, you know, feeding people and stuff? He's like, I don't know, make spaghetti, you know, like that kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, I get where Joe's coming from. Like you can be, you know, when you're in a box, you figure out how to you know, be more creative, even with like just the production itself, like getting it filmed. And so
limitations can really lead to some amazing things.
Yeah, it can. And people were eager to volunteer on people's films and stuff like that. But ultimately, I was just too dang busy.
I think that's really what it was.
What it came down to. And I had some other things going on last year that sort of screwed up the schedule and stuff like that. But I was happy to be there because throughout the process, we were getting on like video calls once a week and just talking about where we were at and, you know, what do we need to be working on, and, trying to make sure everybody has some sort of forward momentum on that
they're moving along
on their movie. Yeah. And Joe was driving the bus the whole time. He was kind of our captain.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it was really cool. And then the films that sort of came out of it, there were 2 feature films, and then there was a documentary that was also made of like the project itself. Yeah, which Joe also ended up making, which is a funny story. But
that's amazing to be able to pull out so much from one project. Because even just thinking, oh, I'm going to do a documentary on that, like not everyone thinks of that added thing.
Yeah.
It is. He's disciplined. He's very disciplined.
Absolutely.
I've met him a few times, and he's helped me out a few times, and I've helped him out once a year, and I really like his style. Like, he's awesome. So he's a cool dude to know, to work with. So love that.
And he just loves the creative process, and he and I we have similar philosophies on filmmaking to some degree. Like we've had a screenwriters group also in the past where like I think Joe would agree that like the screenplay is the most important piece of your film, because that's your blueprint. If you don't have a good blueprint, you're building off of potentially crap, you know what I mean? And then everything else is going to be crap. And so I highly value the screenwriting process when it comes to filmmaking. But anyway, super fun project. Even though I didn't end up making my film, who knows? Maybe one day
I was going to say,
pull it off the shelf and dust it off.
I was wondering if we were going, if you think that it was a well enough screenplay where you like, I still want to do this at some point.
Yeah, for sure. And that was another thing that kind of held me back, was that there were parts of it that I really, really liked, and there were parts of it that I didn't like so much. And then I sat down, tried to write it, and I just kind of felt like there was one point where I was just like, I hate this script. Like, I can't make this movie. And that was also something that held me back. But, looking back on it, I've read it again since then, and I was like, there are some good qualities about this.
Yeah.
I think with a few rewrites, it could be something good.
Spoken like a true screenwriter.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met someone who I consider would actually be a screenwriter that writes something and says, "Here, it's done, ready to go."
Yeah,
do it. It's like, I like this, I'm gonna throw it away. Or I'm gonna put it away for a while and come back to it and make it better. It's like, but it was amazing. No, it's gonna be better.
Yeah, so, exactly.
That's
the cool thing about writing. You can just keep working on it until your fingers fall off or whatever.
And that's exactly what the idea here is. That you could keep working on it. You keep polishing it. You can make it as perfect as you want, but it's not going to be art until you finally let it loose and show it to someone.
Exactly.
You got to figure out a place. You got to figure out a place to I guess release it.
Yeah.
Even if you never feel ready. So
exactly. Yeah. Perfection is the enemy of creativity in a lot of ways. So.
You're telling me. All right. Well, we're coming down to the finale of the show today. We've had here with us today, Austin Schadewald. DesertFocusProductions.com is your website.
Yes, sir.
We can find, the business professionals can find you there. And do you have like a forum where you can like answer questions? Anyone, like obviously your email and things like that, so you can answer questions there.
Yeah. Phone number's on the website. You can text, call. And then we have a contact form if you prefer to do the email thing and all that. And that works too.
Perfect.
And yeah,
wonderful. I've got a few more questions to ask you, so I'm definitely going to want you to come back. I know you've got so many things you got things in the works.
I do.
Then a lot of those things are going to be hushed for now. I'll give us a preview of something for later. But Austin Schadewald, it's been such a pleasure to have you on here today. My name is Christian Navarrete. This has been the Never Ready podcast. I can't wait for you to come back.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
been fun.
It's a pleasure. You guys all have a great day. We'll catch you later. Take care.
Never ready, light it up. Let it breathe, let it show. Art is never really ready if you never let it go. Christian Navarrete to bring new stars in view. The names you don't know yet.
But soon enough you will. It's the Never Ready podcast.